Hi and welcome back to Bill's Cichlid Room. Today I'm going to do a species profile on the Tomocichlia asfraci. Before we get started, please consider hitting the subscribe button if you do get anything out of these videos, and hit the bell notification if you want to be informed of next time I put a video up. Today's species profile is on Tomocichlia asfraci. I managed to pick up a group of juveniles, 6 in total, ranging from 2 to 3 inches. I picked them up from Wharf Aquatics at the beginning of July. We decided to go on a road trip, Steph and myself, so it takes us about 2 hours to get to Wharf, but I'd seen these on the list and seen a video by Andy Woods, more of that later, and was quite keen to get a small group. Graham Evans, who actually works at Wharf Aquatics, has been keeping these since at least 2014. He's managed to breed them and had real success with them. He's done a fantastic job of reintroducing them to the hobby, and has actually sent them over back to the States, to Dan at Cichlids of the Americas, so that he can distribute them throughout America. So chances are that anyone who's got these species at the moment have come from Graham. As I say, it's a small group that I've got, ranging between 2 to 3 inches. They are quite small. Graham was telling me that he's been feeding them on Akari pellets and Tetra sticks. He says that they do really well on them, and he says that they're not too aggressive, so you can actually have a community of fish. I mean, as you can see here, I've got the group of 6. They're in with the rainbow cichlids, the Tilapia multispinosa, that had the day out in Rainford, if you've seen my last video. So yeah, I've put them in this tank, and yeah, they seem to be doing quite well. Also in this tank, you might notice in the background, there's the fry that were left over from the Phrenestratus, the pink Phrenestratus. I moved the parents out, but left most of the fry in. And as you may know, I've got quite a few growing on, so I thought I'll leave them in the tank and see what happens. But yeah, they're still laid over a week later. So yeah, both the rainbow cichlids and the asfraci, neither of them seem to be like going after the fry. The fish themselves were first discovered in 1994 in Panama in the Guarumbo drainage system. They're actually endemic to this system, and for many years they were known in the hobby as Chuco Guarumbo. You might find them in some literature from the late 90s, early 2000s was this. Agea actually described them in 2002 and moved them into Tomocichlia. The asfraci actually comes from the Association of France Cichlids, so ASFRNCI, asfraci. As you can see right there from my small group, the juveniles are really attractive fish. They've got a light colour background with black markings on it, and lots of like sparkly patterns on it. When they get older, they actually have more of a red colour in them as well, which runs throughout the body, particularly the belly area and the fins. Some of you might have seen the video that Andy Woods put up recently. He's managed to get a breeding pair of them, and he's had success really early with them. I was chatting to Andy, and he actually tells me that his ones, they're quite skittish. He's got them in a 5-foot species only tank, and when they spawned, they had between 200 and 300 fry. But with them being quite skittish, he said they actually had guests over for a few days, and the stress of the visitors sort of walking past the tank all the time, and children playing, the parents actually ate most of the fry, so he was only left with a group of 8 to 10. So he suggested to me that, as he knows that I keep most of my cichlids in more of a community setting, that they might do quite well. This is one of the reasons why I did put them in with the rainbow cichlids. And as you can see, they do seem to be okay. They're not too skittish. So I think there's 10 rainbows in this tank, and the 6 asfraci, so there's 16 fish, and it is only a 4-foot long tank. But yeah, there's hiding places for them. They do get spooked from time to time, particularly as you're opening the glass to feed them. But yeah, I'm really pleased with them. I couldn't find much detail on the water parameters where they're actually kept, so that I assume with it being Panama that it's a pH of between 7 and 7.5 with a temperature of between 76 and 80. As you probably know, all my tanks are a pH of round about 7 and the temperature is round about 78, so yeah, they seem to be quite happy. So yeah, as I say, I've got 6 of them, so I'm hoping that they do grow on and I get a couple of pairs from them, and I can carry on Graham's work of reintroducing them into the hobby. Feeding them's not proven to be difficult for myself. They're feeding on all the same foods as all the rest of the fish in the fish room, frozen foods, sinking pellets, flake food. Yeah, they're not a problem at all. Anything I put in, they seem to be quite happy with. The body shape on them I find quite interesting. They actually have got the same body shape as like a Chuckle God Manny, which is very different to Tomocichlia tuber. But I'll leave it to the experts to explain why they've actually put it into the Tomocichlia group. Yeah, so all in all, I'm really pleased with the Tomocichlia asfraci. Good addition to the fish room, and I really look forward to growing them on and breeding them. I'll put a link at the end of the video to Andy Woods' video that he put up recently of his pair breeding. Fascinating, well worth a watch. That's about it for this week. Hope you did find the video interesting. Again, if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section, and I'll see you all next time.